Welcome back, and hello if you are new. Embracing the elements of relentless death metal that were hinted at on Dear Desolation, Thy Art Is Murder are firing on all cylinders. Now they've got humanity in their crosshairs for their brand new album, Human Target. Coming off the back of Dear Desolation is no mean feat. The album was an incredibly brilliant album, but I feel that on Human Target, Thy Art Is Murder have finally fully embraced those death metal roots, and they have not relented one iota, like literally nothing. And there are various examples of this aggression coming through, but due to the fantastic songwriting, it does have an element of a new feel to it, rather than just kind of sounding quite stale. I think that Human Target focuses primarily on 2 to 3 riffs that they've really kind of worked to the bone, and actually pushes the song forward, but only using these simple dynamics and these main riffs that carry the track. The title track, Human Target's Decapitated section, is a fantastic example of this. You know, it's a very simple riff, but when it comes in, it has that impact. This, if anything, highlights the fact that less is more, and on Human Target the band have really been focusing on tightening up their songwriting craft, which will be incredibly important for their next album, especially when we look at Voyage into Death, for example, where there's these arachnid style riffs, and even though they might go over and over and over, they never kind of feel boring because of this slick songwriting that the band have put into their approach. I think songs also rely less on that classic breakdown formula now as well, which for me is very refreshing, because I feel that breakdowns, even though they are really heavy and really fun, do somewhat derail the song. Like for example on Atonement, there's a great breakdown in there, but it doesn't derail the song. And in that same vein, Welcome Oblivion again sees the band kind of mechanized to this huge force. And in particular, it starts off with this, you know, the classic dissonant lead style guitar, and CJ has more of almost like a spoken word kind of clean section, I guess, but then they're mobilized to create this wall of sound that just absolutely obliterates everything it comes into contact with. It's also worth noting that Thy Art Is Murder don't sound like a carbon copy of Behemoth, as what many people used to kind of refer them to, and I think that they've kind of started experimenting with elements of black metal, for example, those kind of blast beat sections, particularly on Welcome Oblivion and Atonement. Of course, Thy Art Is Murder's signature move, if you will, are these long, drawn-out introductions where CJ just kind of like hypes and hypes and hypes, and then bam, we're into that main riff. And Eternal Suffering is one of the best examples of this. You know, CJ has that power where when he delivers those lyrics of did we fail or did we just give up, it literally sounds like, you know, humanity's just ended. Did we fail or did we just give? We are the broken, we are the cursed. I also think that Human Target for CJ personally is his best record, and it finds the singer enunciating as much as possible and really kind of coming out of his comfort zone somewhat. Perhaps I think one of the biggest strengths of Human Target, however, is probably the use of atmosphere. And this atmosphere is pretty much littered throughout the album, although there are some highlights on Chemical Christ and Eye for an Eye. And it does create more of a sense of a theatric behind the band. I really do wish that they had pushed the boat out a little further. I feel that with Thy Art Is Murder, maybe change is something which is a bit of a slower process. Having said that, this album's songwriting is absolutely fantastic. And I think if you look at it from the standpoint of the band were really looking to hone in on their songwriting, then they've hit it out of the park because it's fantastic songwriting. But for me, I wanted something that was just a little bit kind of higher than this, you know, kind of maybe a little left turn here and some elements I wouldn't have expected, which is stopping it from getting a higher score in my opinion, because I just wish they were just a little bit more adventurous, because they could do it. I know they could do it. But as it stands, if you're a Thy Art Is Murder fan, you will absolutely love this record. No questions asked. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to check out all my album reviews, interviews, and all that good stuff. I'm actually getting married this weekend, so I can't say for certain if I will have a review up for next week, but I will do my best, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think in the comments section, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.